Day 8 of the Diddy trial ended with a bombshell as prosecutors unveiled a previously undiscovered audio recording of Prince buried deep within the case files. The revelation stunned the courtroom and caught Diddy's high-profile legal team Mark, Agnifilo Tenny Geragos, and Brian Steele completely off guard. No one anticipated what the recording would expose. From exclusive audio clips and leaked testimonies to a mysterious case of arson, week 2 of the trial has been packed with shocking developments. Here's a breakdown of everything that unfolded.
The first Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swing. That is what's happening on the other side of the wall. And so the one thing that makes this party different than a Jamie Foxx party or any other celebrity party that wrangles a bunch of young women or guys or whatever too, is that Diddy didn't let you bring your security in the party. That is the one thing that I thought was odd because, you know, I came one time with my security and no other security other than Diddy security is allowed to be inside the building. I mean, I saw Jay-Z and TD Jakes in there, every major celebrity you can think of who may or may not get along may be on the other side of that gate with no security. And so now as you see this unfold, my wonder is, well, why weren't people able to have their protection?
Diddy threw a freak-off party at Prince's house, but Prince wasn't there. He knew better than to get involved with someone like Diddy. Instead, Prince flipped the script by secretly recording everything Diddy did with hidden cameras. He planned to use this footage to expose Sean Combs. Taking a stand against the entire industry means risking everything, and Prince was ready to do just that. This Thursday, prosecutors played audio of Prince explaining his plan and how he anticipated that Diddy would come after him.
All right, I'm going to roll the clip now. Here we go.
Individuals who were allegedly paid for their silence. Prince mentioned specific amounts, $2 million to one person, $1.3 million to another, that perfectly matched financial records the prosecution had presented earlier in the trial. I've seen the payments, Prince stated. I've seen the NDAs they signed. This isn't just rich people behaving badly. It's systematic and calculated. The precision of Prince's knowledge suggested he had access to information that only an industry insider could know. As the recording continued, Prince's voice grew more somber. I'm making this recording because I'm afraid to speak out publicly. The power structure in this industry protects people like him. Nobody wants to believe what happens behind closed doors. The recording ended with words that sent chills through the courtroom. If anything happens to me, make sure this gets to the right people. This isn't just about protecting myself, it's about protecting everyone who hasn't been able to speak between Diddy.
So Diddy was just eliminating his competition or anybody who got in his way. What a menace P. Diddy was. I feel blessed never having to encounter something as evil as him. All right, if you didn't know, now you know. There you have it. That's the scoop.
Before ending her testimony, Cassie said Usher saw Diddy beat, violate, and threaten her, but did nothing. He covered up Diddy's actions and kept Cassie quiet. Cassie was screaming for help, but Diddy's accomplices just stood by and watched as he hurt a helpless woman. Audio recordings of these moments with Cassie's screams in the background shocked the jurors.
The shocking recording played in the courtroom today. I don't know in the courtroom if there was a reaction, but kind of give the context to that and what the reaction was.
One of the things that the government keeps bringing up is that Cassie felt like she was being blackmailed by Combs, that he had videos of these drug-fueled sex parties known as freak-offs, and that he threatened to release those videos publicly, and that at one point he even showed them to people, and that this was to embarrass her, to silence her, and to force her to keep having freak-offs, and he hung it over her head. And in one shocking moment today, I was in the courtroom. They actually played audio of Cassie screaming at a man named Sujit. This was after she had learned that he might have actually seen one of those freak-off videos. But in that audio recording, that Cassie actually was the one who recorded herself talking to Sujit. In this recording, she is screaming at him, saying that she'll kill him, or that she'll have someone else take care of him and kill him. And it's a different side of Cassie that really none of us have ever heard before. I definitely don't think it's the last time that we're going to hear that audio recording. I think at some point we'll see the defense or even the prosecution circle back to that. The overall vibe today in the courtroom is that Combs' defense team is struggling. There's a lot of stopping and starting because the prosecutors are constantly objecting to the evidence that they're trying to admit. The judge is even getting frustrated at one point, saying that we need to set ground rules.
Dawn Richards says she wasn't alone in witnessing Sean Diddy Combs' abuse. During her second day of testimony in the music mogul's federal trial, the 41-year-old described an alleged 2010 incident of Combs punching then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura at a West Hollywood, California restaurant, and said Usher was also a witness to the event. During her testimony May 19th per NBC News, which had a reporter in the courtroom, she said, quote, Mr. Combs punched Cassie in the stomach. They were having a private conversation, and then he punched her in the stomach. She immediately leaned over and left. In addition to Usher, Richard, who was a member of the girl group Danity Kane, which was formed on Combs' show Making Band in 2004, alleged that other musicians, including singer Neo, record exec Jimmy Iovine, and rapper Big Daddy Kane were present as well. When Richard and Ventura got into a car to leave after the alleged restaurant incident, Richard said another physical altercation took place between Combs, who has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and his then-girlfriend. She continues in her testimony, quote, We got in the car to head back to her house. Combs grabbed her, slapped her, popped her in the mouth, and told her to shut the up. Everyone was quiet.
Prosecutors presented jurors with the evidence seized from Sean Combs' hotel room on the day of his arrest, including cash, drugs, weapons, and hundreds of bottles of baby oil. This evidence demonstrates that Diddy shows no remorse for his actions. Even after being indicted, he continued to host violent freak-off parties. According to Homeland Security, DNA collected from the scene indicates that multiple women were present in the room with him at the time of his arrest.